and welcome to the first ever MASFL pre-game show, Week 1. We have a bunch of games coming up. I'm here with my broadcast partner, Aura. How's it going?
Doing pretty good. How do you feel about these teams?
I feel good about these teams. I feel really good. And we're going to talk about what's the schedule looking like for Week 1. We have the Los Angeles Rams versus the Vikings. I have my bets on the Rams.
Yeah, I think the Rams are gonna come on top with that. Minnesota, I'm not too sure about them. I've been on many Minnesota Twin teams before, and they don't look too hot.
Yeah, Minnesota is not the really popular team here in this franchise. We don't know who's going to win, but moving next to is the Carolina Panthers. We're both on this team, and I versus Carolina Panthers versus Saints. I have big hopes for both teams here, but I'm leaning towards Carolina not because it's the franchise I own, but it's also I've been seeing how their practice has been going. They've been working hard. Do you agree or do you disagree?
I definitely agree, and we could see from the Bills versus the Saints game, the Bills crushed them. It was like 41-27. So I really think the Panthers have a good chance.
All right, Kansas City Chiefs does not have an FL same as the Dolphins, so we both know that's going to be an automatic quit here on Week 1 of preseason. Do you think we're going to get FL anytime soon before Week 1 starts?
There is a chance, but there's also not a chance.
We
Um,
know, uh,
if the Chiefs get in, I might be rooting for them.
yeah, the Chiefs definitely high hopes, same as the Dolphins. Um, yeah, a lot of high hopes going around for that. But the big game I'm calling here has to be the Buffalo Bills versus Baltimore Ravens.
That is going to be a tough one.
A really tough one to decide too. I generally don't know who's gonna win. You know how you probably have a vote.
Thinking the Bills, to be honest. Um, I think we should now talk about statistics and the rosters of each team now. Like, see who is on each team and what is their attributes.
Yeah, that's one really good. So I'm just saying this. I think that the Rams attributes for their game against Vikings will be good. We know here we heard we have access to transactions. The the Baltimore just signed. I mean, sorry, we're not talking about Baltimore. We're talking about the Vikings. We know earlier on this week the Vikings have signed a lot of people. Only signed one person. Do you think that's going to affect them at all throughout the season?
The Vikings do. Um, I think they will need a little bit more players. A lot of practice will help. Um, and then again, every team does need practice. Like as we can see, the Panthers did schedule a lot of practices.
Yes, we know the Panthers are going to have a full week of practice. We know they had a little one-on-one practice. The sub QB practice with you Aura
Yeah.
with the throwing with wide receiving and throwing, catching, and all that. But we know they have practice tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the morning. We know they have practice Tuesday, and they said they possibly have practice Thursday, so they can be ready for this game on Friday. Like scheduling that many practices for your team is insane, but I think that will push and motivate them to play hard for Friday. I can go for the same for Saints. They have these schedules. They are getting motivated. Their players might be veterans, but the Carolina players I've seen, they just want to win. If they win their first week of preseason, they're golden. And I think that's a thing because there's 2 weeks of preseason. We're gonna be doing this for who knows long. So I'm
I
going
think
out to the chat here. This is gonna be now a community thing. What do you guys think? We're gonna go down the list of teams again, and I want to hear your guys' input of who you think is gonna win. So let's start with Los Angeles Rams versus Minnesota Vikings. Chat, who do you think is gonna win that game?
while we are waiting, we are seeing an appearance of the Tennessee Titans coming. We are not sure about this, but they might be joining the league.
That is true. Tennessee Titans are small within the league right now. But I mean, technically, Tampa is going against Minnesota Vikings. I mean, Tennessee. Do you think within the league we're gonna see Tennessee grow?
There is a chance. I've seen that they have, I think, two people in their team. I'm not too sure. Um, the Rams though have a really good defense. We're gonna go over the roster real quick. Wait, the Rams do have a good roster. We have IMAG. He is part of the Rams. Got Chino, Defox, Jacob, Karma, Walmart, and I'm pretty sure there's that is our Rams lineup.
The Rams lineup sounds pretty amazing right now. As I look for the standing, as I look for the league stuff, over here on our other monitor, generally I think this is gonna be great. Tennessee, I think they have a good chance. Vikings have a good chance. I feel like all teams here in preseason is gonna have a good chance. It's just who knows? Who knows it's gonna win? Remember, we do not know the scheduling for the games, but hopefully, I know the Panther and Saints game is confirmed next week, Friday, Thanksgiving game at 3:30, if I'm correct. Let me check. We have access to the roster over the yes, at 3:30 p.m. PST. We have an active game, Saints versus Panthers live coming at you. 6:30 p.m. EST game live. And if you live in the East, it's going to be at 6:30 p.m. If you live in Central, you're going to have to search up the time zone yourself. Those are the time zones we support here at the MASFL. Yeah, commonly this is pregame, so we normally just speak and talk about what is our predictions and what things will go on. It will become more active, more funnier when we get into the season. This is just our pregame. You can catch us live here. I'm gonna say this again, November 25th. You can also catch us live when we get the other confirmed game dates. So if you're a franchise owner, please talk to the person you are going against for next week. First week of next week, contact me, and then me and Aura will be here for that game to broadcast live.
Alrighty, moving on to the Vikings roster. We have Justin. I gotta scroll down because none of them. We have Sen.
And do we know the Vikings franchise owner right now?
The franchise owner of the Vikings. I gotta find that because
I'm 100% sure is yes, it's Free Move Look or needed father figure. Want a name. But they are currently on 3 while we just see the Rams with a max roster coming in just saying, "Hi, we're the Rams. We're going to defeat this season. We're going to win." Our, and that's I think is going to be a really good game to watch and bring in live to you guys. I think this is going to be a really good game. It's going to be a really good matchup. We are going to live stream it. So that's going to be fun. So, next game is the game that we all been waiting for. It's the Carolina Panthers versus the New Orleans Saints. Like I said,
Scoring.
my money's on Panthers. What is your thoughts?
The Panthers do have a good lineup. I say they are pretty well organized. Their roster is Sour Plays as the wide receiver and sub QB. We have Aura as wide receiver, sub kicker. We have it Dequa Vaughn as sub wide receiver, Cryptic as running back, and Pear as wide receiver, and Stu as quarterback. Um, Stu is doing great in quarterback. I've seen a lot of his work. He is doing well, so expect to see a lot of great throws.
The reason why I think this is going to be a really tough game on both sides, I think the score for that game is going to be Panthers 50, Saints 40. Due to the fact that the Panthers has a little bit more edge on it because most of their players are overall 50, overall 80. Hell, we even have a 90, almost someone close to 90. But the Saints' roster, though, I had to give them props for having a really good roster. They have Keen World. They also have Ultimate. They have the franchise owner, Chancellor. They also have on the Saints. Pretty sure they have one more player. I'm not
Send.
100% sure. As we look for the players for this team, I'm just telling you, these teams are gonna be fighting for hell. Yeah, they have 3 or 4 players. We're gonna see their game next week, Friday, November 25th, live here, and I'm pretty sure we're gonna get a POV helmet cam live from one of the wide receivers here, and also we're gonna get another POV helmet cam from a wide receiver on the Panthers again on a different channel. That game, me and Aura won't be together. We will actually be in that game. So the other games we will be streaming. So the Panther games, you get POV side of us. But this is going well. This season, I'm hoping you guys like. I hope you guys love this series because this is coming out every week. We're always live. This is gonna be one of the most live series. Yeah. Now let's just talk about thoughts on the franchise. Like, I love the franchise. This is gonna be fun, especially doing these pre-games with you.
There is a lot of potential to this franchise. There is a total of 53 members. Their goal for this franchise is to reach 100 members and have more divisions unlocked. As we can see, there's still lots of free agents in this franchise, and people are needed to be signed.
All right. What I think they're gonna do when they hit that 100, they're gonna launch every AFC team and every NFC team. That means they're gonna have NFC West and all that, for example. And I think that's gonna be the coolest thing for this entirely. All right, we'll be right back after this short commercial break. We're gonna have a little break. We're gonna talk and have fun, or alrighty. We're having a little bit of technical difficulty. Give me a minute. Should be fixed.
The hard moments
Alrighty, welcome back to the pregame show. These pregame shows are commonly going to be about 20, 30, possible 40 minutes long. But if we have a lot to talk about, we will talk about a lot. Welcome, and this is amazing that we get a pregame show. We're gonna talk to a lot of people. Hopefully by next week we're gonna have a lot more, but we're gonna talk more about the Panther versus Saint game. Although our favors are in the Panthers, I also have a lot of hopes for the Saints. And due to we're live, I can't be biased saying, because I'm the FL Panthers, I can't be biased. But the Panthers, I have high hopes. Saints have high hopes. Overall, I have high hopes for the season. How about you, Aura?
There is differences between them. Like you said, the Panthers do have a lot more scheduled, and the Saints are a better team in general.
Both teams hitting different overalls. You can tell the Panthers have a lower overall, while the Saints are going to have a higher overall. But I just think that with the teamwork the Panthers and Saints will give into with each other, I think they can just make that game the most legendary game out of this whole season. But I'm pretty sure the Carolina game will be the first game, and then we hope that the LA game will be the second game of this season. But I want more of your intake, Aura, because I feel like I took over this broadcasting today. What's your intake on the games and scheduling?
We do have a busy thing in front of us, but our teams do have a 2-week spring training, which I think will help the teams a lot figure out what their weakness and strengths are to get them on top. Um, I think we've gone enough over the schedule, and I think we should start going over the applications and our free agents.
Alrighty, so starting this new segment, the application free agents, it's awesome. I think, yeah, the applications right now are we're looking for a director and board of directors, and just for a couple examples, those are coming soon. But I think that's pretty sick. But looking at the amount of free agents is insane, and I hope that the league commissions, the league heads, fixes it and allow us FLs to allow to recruit more people. Because the more people we get, the more fun it is. But the thing is, each server only allows 7 people, which kind of sucks. What's your intake?
With all these free agents around, teams are definitely going to be looking for a lot better players. They need a lot better players for the best advantage. And yeah, if we keep these advantages up with each team, this league is going to get a lot more difficult. Some things we will be seeing is probably a lot more toxicity in the league with how good everyone is. And if someone messes up, they're really gonna be like put down on that.
Yeah, that's the thing about these leagues, that if you mess up even in front of your like coach or franchise, even in front of the franchise owner, that could affect your job or your position in general. It will affect your position heavily. Cause I was talking with the Panthers franchise owner. He said that that there will he's gonna be looking over these 2 leagues, and he's mainly looking at his wide receivers and his quarterback. He said to me, one single mess up could make them lose that position and go as a free agent. He is really wanting to push his team, and that's why he's scheduling so many trainings so he can push them, get them ready for the game against the Saints. But we talked a lot about the Saints versus Panthers. We need to talk about these other teams, like the Tampa Bay game versus Titans game. Both incredible teams. both holding the NFC in height. And I'm pretty sure Tampa's in the NFC. Yeah, Tampa's in the NFC while Tennessee is in the AFC. Both teams holding their divisions really at height. Have high hopes for both teams. What's your thoughts?
Yes, these teams do have a lot of potential, and most of this reliability is on their head coach. Some expectations for coaches is being a good leadership, having them practice over and over again, and having them work.
That is true. That is true. Most of it is focusing on. All right, so this is this. This is that. We need to get this down to get that down. So I think that's. I feel like the Bucks are gonna win that, just due to how confident I heard them, and they have a really good chance of winning. I'm gonna say that. But at the same time, the Bills versus Ravens game is gonna take this whole franchise and say, "No what? Although the Panthers game and Saints game was a big game, we're bigger, we're stronger. We want to play this how we want to play it." I feel like they're gonna make every game look irrelevant in this case. And do you agree with that statement?
I do agree with that statement. Everyone does need to work.
I think the Bills versus Ravens game, is going to be the biggest game of preseason. But I just don't think I hope the Bills get a better competition because I can tell they are ready. They are training. And I just want to see the Bills go against like the Rams or even the Panthers at most. But I have high hopes. I bet my money on the Bills to win the up and coming game they have. Hopefully it's next week or the week after. Is originally our preseason, but it's mostly going to be this next upcoming week. Yeah. Any thoughts on the Bills versus Ravens game before we end this pregame show off?
Honestly, the Bills are a great line of defense and offense. I think that'll help them a lot. And speaking of the Bills, we did see a change in the Bills about them having a lot of players leaving, including myself,
That
because of better advantages in other teams.
that is true. I've been reading up on this. Let's, for example, Aura. You moved over to the Panthers because you thought they will be more open, but it's also in a different league that was more competitive because they have more FOs. Teams are getting filled over there, and you're gonna have more fights. While over on the AFC. Sorry, I've been seeing a lot of like not doing so well, not doing so hot, and I think generally, I think we that is a thing that the AFC can work on. Get more FOs because they're looking for franchise owners, guys. If you want to join this server and if you want to have like fight, please join the server. I'll be linking it at the end of this stream. It'll be I'll be linking the MASFL preseason thing. I'll be linking it. I'll be linking the Discord. Ask the founder, or the commissioner even. Ask the commissioner, hey, can I be blah blah blah? Can I be the franchise owner for blah blah blah? Or if you want to just play for a team, literally wait until DM one of the FOs. That's how you get in. And yeah, that's all I have to say for tonight. How about you, Aura?
That's really it. I don't think there's anything else you can really describe. I mean, we already went over all the teams and what advantages they have.
All right, that'll be it, and see you guys later.